This is Toronto's news leader, CRAP, Channel 6, in the 6 at 6. If it is any other news, it must not be CRAP. Here is your host, Ron Burgundy.
Good evening. Ron Burgundy here with your news at 6 in the 6. On tonight's news, Toronto City Council meet to vote on the future use of Ontario Place and whether to enhance the man-made island or to decide to return it to its previous natural place as a small section of water in Lake Ontario. Also coming up tonight, Ontario Premier Doug Ford talks to award-winning news reporter Peter Womansbridge on the CRAP special one-on-one candid interview you will not want to miss. You've heard about the dog whisper, but have you heard about the sports whisper? Meet one local man who predicted the Stanley Cup champions, St. Louis Blues, to win the Stanley Cup well before the season even got underway. First in the news, I'd like to share with you my CRAP commentary about the unfortunate and disgusting situation that has shocked our Canada this past month. I am referring to the ugly and shameful incident at Scotiabank Arena in Game 5 of the NBA Finals between the Golden State Warriors and the Toronto Raptors. If you missed the game or have no interest in basketball again at all, or you live under a rock, or you're Amish, let me bring you up to snuff. Kevin Durant, also known as KD of the Warriors, was given the green light to play in Game 5. In other words, his doctors gave him the okay to play after being injured for over a month. Durant seemed to have his mojo back as he was successful shooting downtown throughout his first few shots. This is also referred to as three-point shots. Later in the first, Durant unfortunately had re-injured himself and once again had to sit down and eventually leave the court for medical evaluation. It was at this unfortunate time that the Toronto Raptor fans cheered for Kevin Durant as a sick and twisted way of showing happiness that he was injured for Toronto's benefits. This is not the Toronto the good that I know and come to love. Shame on you Raptors fans for cheering for a man when he's down. I mean, what were you thinking? Well, I guess you were not thinking. Maybe the Molson Canadians or Labatt's you had already in your system was affecting your true Canadian manners. But second thought, maybe those of you who got a high off someone else's misery was not in your right mind. I mean, anyone who spends tens of thousands of dollars on one seat for a basketball game must not be in their right mind. For example, to the fan who spent $60,000 on one seat. Like, really? When you compare this with other ways of spending $60,000, you have to take a serious look at yourself in the mirror. Well, just look at the other ways you could have spent that $60,000. Did a little bit of research here, and I'll let you know what you could do with that $60,000. You know, $60,000 would have bought 5,459 Swiss chalet quarter chicken dinners, dark meat at that, or 4,691 quarter chicken dinner, white meat. $60,000 would set you up for life at Tim Hortons, our beloved coffee chain, with 30,000 large double originals, or dark roast if you kind of sway that way. It would also buy 2.75 Canada Value Package Dodge Grand Caravans, vehicles made right here down the highway in Windsor, Ontario. Anyways, you get my drift. Okay, apparently we got some breaking news here. Apparently Derek Rudy, our award-winning reporter, is live with Drake, as we want to hear Drake's take on the unfortunate situation that took place in Game 5 at the Scotiabank Arena. All right, Derek, we'll go live to you now. Yeah, Derek, I understand you're live with Drake.
Good evening, Ron. I'm right here on Drake Line, as you can see live here, and here in Chatham,
we
Kent.
didn't mean live on Drake
What
Line
was that,
in
Ron?
Chatham, Kent. We meant live with
Well, no,
Drake
I couldn't
himself.
get Drake himself here, but my understanding was you wanted me to go out on Drake Line, but you wanted me to get Drake
Anyway,
live.
sorry about that, folks. Back in our newsroom here. In closing, I, Ron Burgundy, your CRAP News Anchor 6, would like to apologize on behalf of all Toronto Raptor fans for the unusual as well as the un-Canadian response to Durant on Monday night. I would like to say hats off to KD at this time. Not that KD. Sorry about that. Once again, hats off to KD. All the best on a speedy recovery. Love from all of us here at CRAP News at 6, in the 6, at 6. And one last word of advice, Toronto. Stay classy, Toronto. This is Ron Burgundy for News Channel 6.